In the last lecture, we implemented function get links from URL. Given any URL, it will go to that particular URL and then fetch us all the links that are contained within that URL. Now, in this lecture, we are going to continue building upon our spider.py tool and achieve a tool that will basically visit all the pages of a website. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, I'm going to run this script again, give it any domain, and then visit that particular URL, and then see the output, and then see how we can improve further upon this the output. So we minimize this and then go to the terminal and then run this script against my website, facelegamo.com, and then I'm going to hit enter. All right, so we have our tool has successfully visited the domain we have given to it, facelegamo.com, and these are the links that are contained within that particular web page. On that particular web page, the first page, facelegamo.com. Now, and then these are the links that are contained, and then our tool has been able to get us all the links. But when you look at some of the links, you see that some of the links are not properly formatted. Like we have a //cv/ /contact /about. Now we want to have a full complete URL. So instead of giving us /cv, you want to have https://facelegamo.com /cv/ instead of having /cv/income. We don't want to have this incomplete link. So we want to have a complete link that contains part of the domain name that we have given to it. And also we want to see how we can do away with some external links. When we look at these are external links that are not part of the website. So we want to have as output only the links that are part of the website. Right, so we'll go back to our code and then see how we can improve upon the code to achieve that. So to achieve this, I'm going to import a module called urllib.parse. Now this is a documentation for the urllib.parse. We can see urllib.parse. You can come over here and read further on the documentation of this particular module. So within this module, there is a function called url join. So url join, urllib.url join. That is what we are going to use to make sure that we have a fully complete URL link. So urllib.parse, url join, and you can read further on this. But basically what it does is that given any link, is going to format the link to make sure we have a complete URL link. So I'm come over here and then I'm going to import this particular module. So import import url lib.parse. So I have imported this module now. That means I can now make use of it in my code. So I'll just come over here, and then before printing the link, I'm going to make use of this particular module to make sure that I have a fully formatted link. So I'll keep this down, and then I'm going to import this module url lib okay, so it's url lib.parse, and then within it there is a function called url join, as you can see it here. So I'm going to make use of that function url join.url join, and then I'm going to require two parameters, url followed by the link. So it will check this link and then make sure it is a fully formatted link. So it's going to make sure that the link join the URL with the link to make sure I have a fully complete URL link. All right. So and it's going to return to me a fully formatted URL. So now I'm going to create a variable called link and then assign it to that particular assign the result that is going to be returned by this URL join to this particular variable link. And then finally, I'm going to print the link in line number 30. So basically what line 28 will do is that it's going to iterate through the links, which is a list that is returned in line 26. We have already seen that. Iterate through the links and then each time assign each of the elements to this variable link. Now in line 29, I now reassign the variable link with whatsoever this particular function URL join is going to return to me. So this the link here refers to the link that is in line number 28. So it's going to join this link. If it is incomplete link, it's going to join it with the URL that I have given, that we have given to it, to make sure it is a complete link, and then return a complete link, and then reassign it to this particular variable link. And then finally, we are going to print out the link in line number 30. So let's go to the terminal and then run this script. And then if there's any error, then we try to correct the error. So I'll just come to the terminal here, and then I'm going to clear the screen. And then I'm going to hit enter. So I have my I'm running under this particular domain. Then this domain, we have seen that is going to be formatted into HTTPS, into a complete URL link. All right. So we have seen the result here. The result has been returned to us by this particular script. Now let's go back to whether we are going to have an incomplete URL link. So as we can see, all the links have been formatted to a fully complete URL links. So we can see https://https://payselgamer.com/cv/ also this one https://payselgamer.com/contact. So all the links, we can see that they are now complete URL links. But when we look at it, our tool is still far from being perfect, because basically what it does, it only visits this particular link, the single URL link we have given to it, faisalgamma.com. So it's only going to visit https://faisalgamma.com and then get us all the links that are particular page. But it doesn't explore further to go to visit those links and then get us those links. Get us links that are contained within those links, because these are URL pages. Then within those URL pages, there might be several links that are contained within those URL pages, URL links rather. So what we are going to implement now, we are going to implement another functionality that will now get these links and then explore those links for more links. All right. So basically what I'm saying is that when we look at the website here, our tool is only limited to this particular page. So this page, it will get us all the links that are contained within this page, but it doesn't explore further to see how many links, what if those links contain more links. All right. So now what we are going to do, we'll go back to our tool and then create a new functionality that will crawl those links for more links. So I'm going to come here, and then I'm going to define a new functionality, and then I'm going to call it crawl links. Crawl links. And when we invoke this function, we are going to pass to it URL as argument. So we have defined it with a parameter called URL, so that whenever we invoke this function, we are going to pass URL to it as parameter, and then it is going to explore that URL for more links. Okay. So now what we are going to do, we are going to invoke this particular get links from URL within this crawl links function. So I'm going to say links, and then I'm going to invoke this get links from URL. Okay, so get links from URL. So and then I'm going to pass to it the URL. So basically this this function is now invoking this function to get links. This we have already seen this get links from URL. We just visit a page, get all the links, and then return it, and then it's going to be assigned to this particular variable links, and then we are going to perform further processing upon this particular links here. So basically what so we are going to make a little modification to this. So all that we are expecting from this, I'm going to let me cut this, Control X, and then I'm going to come and paste them here, so that here all that we are expecting of this all that we are expecting from this function is just to return to us links. So just get any link. As soon as you get the link, then return the link. So and then the link is going to be assigned to variable links within this particular line 31, and as we have known, it's going to return to us a list containing links, and then we are going to iterate through those links and then print them out in this particular function crawl links. Right, so I'm going to save it now. We are going to go to the terminal and then run it, and then see whether we have been able to achieve what we are trying to achieve. So get links. Okay, so before we go that, because we didn't invoke this particular function crawl links, so I'll go down here, and then instead of I'm going to invoke function crawl links. So I'm going to say crawl links, links, and then we are going to pass to it the target URL, and then see how what we are going to have as an output. So I'll go over to the terminal, and then I'm going to clear the screen, and then I'm going to run it and then see what we are going to have as output. So but when you look at the result, there's no any difference between what we had earlier, because we have not been able to explore the links further to get more links. All right, so we are just basically just modify the code, but still the output is still the same what we were having before. All right, so to achieve what we are aiming to achieve, that is crawl the links that we got from here, for that we can have a line number 31 for more links. Then we are going to instead of printing this out, okay, so instead of printing this out, I'm going to remove this code. So we want to be able to crawl the links further for more links, and to achieve that, we are going to do what we call recursion, recursive function. So recursion basically means we are going to call this particular function within itself. So we are going to crawl the link. We are invoking function crawl link, links within itself. So and then we are going to pass to it link, as because we know that this link is also basically a URL, so we are passing to it a link, which is basically a URL. So we want this particular function to go to that particular link and then start all over. So when at this line number 35, this function is going to start all over again. So it's going to come over to line number 31 and then invoke function get links. Now this will get us all the links that are contained within that particular page, and then we are going to iterate it through line number 31. Iterate it using by passing each of the element of this list, which is a link, to this variable link. And then if it is not a properly formatted link, we are going to make use of URL join to join it into a full formatted URL link, and then we are going to further crawl it again. Okay, so we can decide to print the link before exploring it further. So we can print it out here. So print a link found a link. So we can say something like found a link, so that we can see the link before we explore it further for more links. So found a link, and then we can print out the link. So we can print out the link, or I can use a string format, format string, and then I can now print out the link. So let's have the link printed out. So I can now pass the link so that we can find a link, and then we now print out the link, crawl link. All right. So now let's go to the terminal and then run it, and then if there is any error, then we try to rectify the error. So I will come over here and then come to the terminal, then clear the terminal, then rerun my script, and then see what the output is going to look like. Perfect. As you can see, our tool is working. It's found a link. As soon as it's found the link, it is printing out the link. It is printing the link out. Okay, so I'm going to stop the program here. I'm going to press Ctrl C and then stop the program. As soon as we press Ctrl C, we have a keyboard interrupt error. Okay, keyboard interrupt error. So let's see how we can fix this error, so that when the user, although it is not it's not a much serious error, because we make the error happen because we press Ctrl C to interrupt the program. So let's see how we can handle this keyboard interrupt error, because we have implemented this in our other programs. So also let's see how we can handle this error, so that instead of giving us error, it's going to print out a very nice message that the user was deliberately trying to start the program himself. All right, so I'll go to the program. Okay, sorry, I'll come to the code here, and then we can make use of try statement as we have implemented earlier, and then see how we can handle the keyboard interrupt error. So I'm going to put here try, and then I'm going to make sure this is within the try block, and then next I'm going to make use of a accept to accept this error. So what error it is, I'll go to the terminal and then get the error name, which is keyboard interrupt. So I'm going to copy it here, I'll copy it, just simply copy it here, then go back to the terminal, and then I'm going to paste it here. Paste, except keyboard interrupt, and then when keyboard interrupt happen, what do I want to do? I want the program to print so I'm going to print detected Control-C, detected Control+C, and the program will now halt. Okay, and the program will now halt. Okay, so whenever the user enter Control-C, so where instead a keyboard interrupt error is going to happen, and when a keyboard interrupt error, we want the program to accept it and then print out this message, detected Control-C, and the program will now halt. All right, so I'm going to save it now, then go back to my terminal and then run this program and then see whether this error has been properly handled. I'm going to clear the screen, and then I'm going to run the program and then see whether the error this has properly handled the error. Okay, so it is going to it is printing on the link, and it is printing the link. Okay, so when I press Control-C, let's see how. Okay, so as you can see, perfect, it didn't give both that keyboard interrupt error to Control-C, and the program will not halt. So I'm going to stop here, and in the next lecture we are going to continue building upon this our spider tool to make it into a robust tool that will crawl all the links, all the website pages, and then get the links and then explore the links further.